Other ways to help out without actually going north, there's a lot of them, like donating. If we're always looking for funds, our biggest expense is getting people to the communities. Since all of our artists are volunteers, transportation is the main cost. And each trip costs in the neighborhood of $10,000 to send a team to the north for a week. So we're always looking for ways to raise money, and we have people who donate checks or online. Also, Aeroplan Canada has given us an Aeroplan Air Miles donation account, and every May for that month we're allowed to run an Aeroplan campaign, and people can donate Aeroplan miles. So if you know anyone with lots of air miles, please let them know about us, and that we'll be campaigning again next May to gather more Aeroplan miles. And those miles are used to actually fly people to on the first leg of our journeys. It gets us to Goose Bay, Labrador, and it will get us to Thunder Bay, Ontario, and then from those locations we can fly on a smaller aircraft to get into the communities that we're going to. We do a lot of fundraising events, or rather our friends do them for us. We need a lot of third-party events to help us out and organize, perform or attend at a benefit concert, at a house concert, at club events, or any other kind of event you think that would be a good fundraiser for us. If you're interested in performing or organizing or hosting, please get in touch with us. We really need your help and support to be able to continue these programs. The kids are looking forward to us coming back. There's a nice picture of the ice road at Pekanjicum. So please sign up for our email newsletters. We try to send a newsletter out about monthly, and just to let people know what's happening in ArtsCan and what trips have been happening. We also have a Facebook page you can check out. And on the screen you'll see, if you email us, you'll just email info@artscancircle.ca and it will come to me. And the phone number is 905-836-9117. But email is probably the easiest way. There isn't someone in the office at all times, so if you can email us, we can set up a time to chat. Our website is artscancircle.ca, so we'd love to have you check that out and see some more information. There's a few video clips and things of some of the programs that we've been running. So thanks very much for joining us today, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Glenn from Neil was asking, how can we get involved in Windsor?
How can you get involved in Windsor? Well, our founder is from Sarnia, so that's not too far from there. But ways to get involved in Windsor, I guess, you know, if you're looking to be a supporter, it would be great to have an event hosted in Windsor. Put together a concert or a performance with your friends, or if you're looking to help out in that way. If you're talking about going on a trip to a community, you go to the website and send me information that's talks on the website. It says how you can help. Go to that part about volunteering for trips, if that's what you're thinking of, and it'll give you the information to send in to me. Our artists come pretty much from all over Southern Ontario, so we'd figure it out if we thought that that was the best thing for you to do. Mike Stevens is the founder. I saw Glenn asking, so yes, that's right. Mike Stevens still is very involved and goes on trips when he can. He's kind of all over the world a lot, but when he's in the neighborhood, he's still participating on trips with the teams.
Lindsay May from Vancouver is asking, what are the planned dates?
Well, Lindsay, it's complicated, and the trips happen usually between October and May. We will be going hopefully 6 trips to different communities this fall, but the dates are not all set up yet. And the way it happens is the committee works on choosing a team and putting a team together that we'll think will be a good balance. We try to find men and women on a team, as well as artists and musicians on a team. So there's a lot that goes into choosing people, getting to know people, to make sure that it's a good experience for both the artists who are volunteering and the community that we're sending them to. So we really like to get to know our artists before they're going to be chosen for a team. So it can be a bit of a lengthy process, but if you're interested in volunteering for that, just get in touch with us, and we'll be, we can start the process of thinking about if it would be a good fit.
Do you take instrument donations, and how would one go about doing that?
Yes, we do take instrument donations of good playable instruments. Unfortunately, we don't have repairmen on staff, so they have to be in good playable condition. And generally, we take stringed instruments, small instruments that we can easily transport. So if you have anything a bit more unusual, like band instruments or pianos or things like that, do get in touch with us, because we may not be able to accept them. But we really do take guitars, violins, other stringed instruments, harmonica. We take harmonicas to the north, but we don't take used harmonicas to the north. So that, unfortunately, requires a little cash donation if you want to send some harmonicas to kids. Yes, we take instruments, and how you donate them locally is also on our website. There are some locations in Ottawa and in Toronto where you can drop off instruments. And if that doesn't work for you, then just get in touch with us, and we'll see if we can find a way to collect the instruments or to get them to us somehow.
Can Aeroplan miles only be donated in May or other months?
Right now, they're just, we're only able to accept them for the month of May. So hang on to them, and we will be putting out, please sign on to our email sign-up list, and we'll be notifying you when it's time to donate air miles again. That's a restriction from the Aeroplan company, so we get to use the month a year and run the campaign then.
Patricia Hunter from Fort Wayne, she says, I'm a TV producer, host down here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's wondering what she can do for Canada.
Well, Patricia, you can certainly, in terms of publicity, I don't know. I'm sure that we're happy to take donations from any direction. So if that can happen, and there's nothing that says you can't have some sort of a little fundraising event in Indiana and benefit us in Canada, or benefit our northern kids in Canada as well. I'd be happy to talk with you about other ideas if you have some particular ways you'd like to be involved. I am looking at trying to link with an organization in the States that will allow us to issue a tax receipt in the States, so that that would be another way that people might be encouraged to participate from the south side of the border.
Lindsay May from Vancouver says, do you have any connections with local First Nations communities?
Well, we are working on that and hoping to have more. We have had some connections with the Scugog First Nation, the Mississaugas at Scugog, and we're hoping to develop relationships more with other local First Nations as well. I have had various artists from different local Southern First Nations that participate as artists on our team trips.
Glenn is asking, can instruments be collected locally? If so, how?
Glenn, I think you can connect with us about that and maybe talk to our instrument coordinator. If you just email me, I'll be glad to put you in touch with him.
Patricia Hunter from Fort Wayne is asking about recorders.
We do take recorders. I try to find a teacher who's really keen on using them before we would send them, but we do certainly accept donations of recorders, and from time to time find someone who's really keen on trying them with their class.
Glenn is asking, where are the instruments collected in southwestern Ontario?
Southwestern Ontario. Well, basically we need to get the instruments to Newmarket because that's where our main warehouse is. So we don't have a collection depot in southwestern Ontario as far as I know. If Glenn, if you're interested in being a depot, let me know and we can talk about that. Sometimes we have people send an instrument to us on the bus. Even that's sometimes an economical way to get them to us. So there's always ways. Or if someone's traveling in that direction, we'll make arrangements to have instruments picked up or shipped. How are the instruments shipped? Glenn's asking to us by bus sometimes. When we're going up north, there's a variety of ways we've had them shipped. We either use a shipping company or sometimes we can get them transported. The Ontario Provincial Police have been helpful that way in helping us get some instruments to communities in the north. Yeah, are there any other questions? This has been great. I appreciate all your questions are good, and you can certainly get in touch with us. Okay, thanks very much, and thanks for joining us today. Is there anything else?
Looks like we have another question here. Glenn is asking, do you prefer certain types of instruments over others? That's a good question.
Yes, Glenn, we did talk about that a little bit, that we would like smaller instruments that are transportable. Stringed instruments are good. We're actually mostly looking for instruments that the youth will be able to learn a bit on their own in between our visits. So things like guitars and ukuleles, harmonicas, sometimes recorders or things like that are working well for us and pretty easy for kids to keep learning on. If they don't have a direct instructor all the time. So those are the types of things we're mostly looking for at this point. Thanks. Other small stringed instruments and things too. So like I said, if you have questions around particular instruments, get in touch with us and we'd be glad to tell you whether or not we could manage to work with those instruments. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you all very much for joining us today. And if you have any other questions, please contact us online at info@artscancircle.ca. And once again, thanks so much to the Songwriters Association of Canada for hosting this webinar today. Hope to see you all out there in the music world. Thank you.